Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Collector, and welcome to my Nerd Cave. It has been a while since I've done a video because I am overworked. But it doesn't mean I haven't been shopping around. I, of course, go to thrift stores and all that. I haven't been to any yard sales this year. Been to Total Nostalgia a few times. Actually, I really need to do an update video on my Xbox original collection to show my progress for the past year. However, this is the month of July. And if anybody knows me, they know that one thing that I love more than vintage action figures and retro video games is that I'm a big film buff, a cinephile. The month of July is a big month for those of us who collect because it is the Barnes& and Noble 50% off Criterion sale. So I wanted to go through my collection thus far. I've already been to Barnes& and Noble once. I'm actually going there again tomorrow with my girlfriend. So we're going to go tomorrow. That might be the last trip I make, but no guarantees. So I will put off pickups until the end of the month for Criterion. I've also been into Arrow Video lately. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Anyway, so I've been into Arrow Video lately. Yeah, okay. So, I'm just gonna get into it. One thing about this is I have taken some of the non-Criterion films out. Stuff like Alphaville, which is a Kino Lorber release now. That's in the Kino collection because I've gotten into like bundling my Kino stuff together. I had the RoboCop collection because RoboCop 1 is in the Criterion collection. Unfortunately, they lost it. So I've got the Arrow video version of that now, and I've got the sequels in the Shout Factory collection. So blah 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 blah. Anyway, but I do have a few things here. I want to start with the DVDs just because I don't have a lot of them. In fact, I've only got two here to show off. I want to do the solo releases, or at the very least 2-pack releases, in spine number order as I organize them, which is the correct way. And then I'll show off the box sets. So without further ado, let's get into it. This one, Armageddon, which to me sticks out for Criterion. But whatever, I've got the DVD release because they never released it on Blu-ray. It has been released on Blu-ray through the studio, but it is a Criterion release, and there's some of them that if I find the DVDs and they don't have a Criterion Blu-ray version, then I will pick up the DVDs because whatever. But so some of the few DVDs that I still do collect. And then this is the last one. This is the I Am Curious box set with I Am Curious Yellow and I Am Curious Blue. This is actually still sealed. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble a while back. So that's it. That one should probably get a Blu-ray, I think. But now we're going to go through the collection itself, the Blu-rays, and a couple 4Ks. Well, not a couple. I think I might have one. But anyway, so Seven Samurai, this is an essential. This is spine number 2. So essential Kurosawa, 3.5 hour long black and white samurai film. Great film. If you've seen The Magnificent Seven, it's a remake of this. Bet you didn't know that. You probably did, if you know anything about films. Alright, The Lady Vanishes from Hitchcock, spine number 3. Pretty good, actually. A little mystery. Mysteries set on trains, man. Something's just... Fantasy set on trains. Trains in general. I'm autistic. I gotta be. Boom, boom, boom. Beauty and the Beast. Not the Disney version. This is the Jean Cocteau version. Brilliant, actually. Beautiful film. So, very trippy, kinda. I mean, compared to other French films from the 40s in that general era, not that trippy, but it's trippy enough, I think. The Seventh Seal. This is one that I'm still arguing with myself. Like, get rid of it now and get the Bergman box set, or just wait until I have the Bergman box set in my possession and then do something with this. So, yeah, Spine number 11, but classic. I mean, come on. It's the only Bergman film I actually own, so. But I want the box set. Silence of the Lambs, love it. Hannibal Lecter, just great. Number 13. Everybody knows Silence of the Lambs, come on. Sid and Nancy, number 20, with Gary Oldman, one of the most phenomenal actors of his generation. This is Picnic at Hanging Rock, kind of the thriller drama that put Australian films on the map. And this is the version that comes with the book off of which it's based, so that's dope. The book was out of print in America until this, so I think that version is actually no longer available. Like, now you can just buy the movie itself without the book. Diabolique. Fun fact, Hitchcock tried to buy rights to this, but was like 4 hours late or something, and Henri Georges Clouseau had it, which Hitchcock did wind up being a fan of this film, and it inspired him to instead go with getting the rights for Psycho. So fun. This also had an American remake in like the 90s, but it wasn't great. So also from Henri Georges Clouseau. I'm probably mispronouncing that because I don't speak French. The Wages of Fear, very goddamn tense movie. That one also got an American remake, directed by William Friedkin, the author of The Exorcist, that I think did really well. It was called Sorcerer or something for some reason, but I heard it was really, really good, and I need to check it out. This is not the 4K version of this, but I am half contemplating upgrading to the 4K version of this because it comes with the lenticular slipcover, which I do not have for the Blu-ray. But this is Time Bandits from Terry Gilliam. Great sci-fi fantasy film. Lord of the Flies. I have not been reading off the spine numbers, but screw it. Lord of the Flies. Phenomenal adaptation. The child actors are a bit wonky, but what do we expect from child actors, honestly? But based on Stephen King's favorite book, Lord of the Flies. So, yeah, great. Also, I'm pretty sure that's one of the books getting banned in recent years. Insomnia. Also got an American remake, starring Robin Williams and Al Pacino, and both are brilliant. Christopher Nolan directed the remake, but this is also well worth your time. They're very close, shot for shot almost, but either or, you're in for a good time. But yeah, I actually need to pick up the American version because I love that one. Robin Williams was phenomenal in it, but of course he's my favorite actor. So another Terry Gilliam, Brazil. Great dystopian, bureaucratic styled film with an ensemble cast. I love this movie. I think that's the Nostalgia Critic on YouTube. I think that's his favorite movie. The Yojimbo Sanjuro box set. This one also got a Western remake. Fistful of Dollars. Ever hear of it? Yeah, Yojimbo is the original, but great. Also inspired an episode of Pokemon, I believe. But yeah, also Akira Kurosawa. So can't go wrong there. Another Hitchcock, The 39 Steps. I think I need to rewatch that because I actually have nothing to say about it. I can't think of anything for it. I can't remember the plot, honestly, so maybe I need to rewatch it. This one was kind of tense, I would say. The Night Porter. I think she's like a former concentration camp survivor who takes on a lover who was her torturer during the war. So, The Night Porter. One of my all-time favorite films. This is actually public domain, I believe, so it's very easy to pick up like any DVD version of it, or just watch for free online. But it's worth the upgrade because this is a great master and, again, a great film. That's Carnival of Souls, Herc Harvey's only film. And yeah, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but it began a cliche that's found in horror these days. Not his first. This, I think, is a second film from Wes Anderson. Rushmore. Pretty okay. Um, I don't know. I might have been burned out on Wes Anderson at the time that I watched this, and maybe I should rewatch it. But I think this might be the first time he worked with Bill Murray. If it's his second film, then yeah, it's this. Yeah. Martin Scorsese's The Last Temptation of Christ with Willem Dafoe as Jesus. Yes, white Jesus. Go figure. Actually, it's a really good adaptation. Significantly better than Passion of the Christ, so check that one out. If I'm not mistaken, that features the part of the Bible where Jesus discovers capitalism and trashes a marketplace. So, what am I thinking? No, I think that was in this one. Anyway, from Brian De Palma, Sisters. Really, really good thriller here. Psychological. Love it. Classic 50s sci-fi, starring Steve McQueen in his first starring role, The Blob. Love that movie, dude. This one I actually have not watched yet. I found this at Second and Charles a while back and just still haven't watched it because it's with melodrama, so not necessarily my favorite genre. So I just kind of hadn't gotten around to it. But it's All That Heaven Allows. This one also got a American remake that was not very well received. This is a great, great film with a almost sickening ending, The Vanishing. This one I watched a couple years ago, and it like almost immediately got put into my regular annual Halloween movie rotation. I love this one. It's a silent film. It's Haxan. Love it. Oh, last three from that stack. Alfred Hitchcock, the only film that he ever did that was nominated for the Best Picture Academy Award. I think it won, but it's a great psycho drama. Rebecca. This is a really good condemnation on the war on drugs and how it like affects you when it comes into your own home, and like it's just like a really good, tense, almost action, more drama thriller. Traffic. One of Anderson's best films, Wes Anderson. It's definitely top three. Royal Tenenbaums with Gene Hackman. Great, great movie. Let me find where this stack begins because I don't want to jump the gun on any of these. Boom, 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 boom. I cannot see. There we go. Next stack. Oh, we're starting off strong with a Tarkovsky film. I love his sci-fi. Solaris also got an American remake from Steven Soderbergh, I think, starring George Clooney. I remember not being a fan when I saw it, but that's been 15, 20 years ago that I saw it. So, but I was a fan of this. But this is a great one, and then I keep on seeing the remake like being put on a underrated list, and I'm like, was it good? I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it. I don't know, but if just go with this one, and you can't go wrong. Terry Gilliam's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro. Benicio del Toro has a few movies in the collection, actually. Really good movie. Tobey Maguire makes an appearance. It's got a lot of like appearances. Really uncomfortable watch, I would say, but really good film. Straw Dogs with Dustin Hoffman. Shakespeare, the first Shakespeare film in the collection that I'm showing off here. And it is from Laurence Olivier. It is Richard III. This was a part of a box set, or a collection in the collection when it was on DVD, but the others did not get a Blu-ray upgrade that I know of yet. Because I think it had like Henry V and something else. I can't remember, but Richard III. But honestly, my favorite version would probably be Ian McKellen from the 90s version. One of Cronenberg's best films, and that's saying a lot because I'm a huge fan of Cronenberg. This It's based on a book that was once perceived as unfilmable, but Cronenberg nailed it. It is Naked Lunch. Really good early version of Japanese horror. Oni Baba. I literally pre-ordered this from Criterion themselves when they announced it because I wanted to watch it for Halloween that year. So Oni Baba. And another Clouseau film, Les Corbeaux. Really good sort of paranoia-induced murder mystery. Another Cronenberg film, also one of his best. Like, he's got a lot of his best, especially from the 80s. Well, Naked Lunch is from the early 90s, but 80s was like his heyday. Videodrome. Really excellent French horror film. Eyes Without a Face. The look, the plain white mask that she wears inspired Michael Myers. So, yeah. That combined with William Shatner. Uh, not one of my. Well, I actually came around to liking this a lot better on my second viewing. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, starring Bill Murray. Willem Dafoe is in it. Jeff Goldblum, Angelica. All of his like big names that he works with. So I came around really liking that one. Need to watch this one actually. Metropolitan. One of the most beautiful box arts from Criterion that they've ever released. Like, they have yet to top it, I don't think. Dazed and Confused. I think this one just got a 4K upgrade, but I'm comfortable on the Blu-ray, so. But it's also one of my favorites. Like, even just the soundtrack gets me hyped. I got a long ways to go, and I'm already 17 minutes into this video. Ang Lee's The Ice Storm. A lot of big names when they were very young are in this. Elijah Wood, Christina Ricci, Tobey Maguire, I think. Yeah, Tobey Maguire, Christina Ricci, Elijah Wood. Sigourney Weaver was in it. Joan Allen, Kevin Kline. So great movie. Another really early horror film, Vampire, and this one comes with the yeah the book that the film was based on. So great addition. Wes Anderson's first film, Bottle Rocket. It's alright. It's pretty good. Little first feature. Another one I have not watched yet. I found it at Second Charles a while back, and this is in fact still sealed. El Norte. I don't know why I'm trying to do accents. Like, I'm terrible at other languages. In the Realm of the Senses. Don't watch with your parents. Benjamin Button. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button from David Fincher. Great movie. Don't like that they put it in a regular Blu-ray case. That was one of the earlier Blu-ray releases, and that's why they did that. But, yeah, it really sticks out. My Dinner with Andre. It's a movie that's about two friends catching up while eating dinner. And it's surprisingly engaging. I love this movie, actually. Need to watch it. Last Days of Disco from Whit Stillman. Oh. I think Soderbergh directed this. Could be wrong. Nope, Soderbergh. Che with Benicio del Toro. Really good biodrama / war film. Ooh, this is a really uncomfortable watch, but really damn good movie. Hunger with directed by Steve McQueen, not Steve McQueen, but directed by Steve McQueen, starring Michael Fassbender. So really good. Kubrick's Paths of Glory, one of my favorites from him actually. I love this one. If you're ever in the military, you know like the mistreatment of the lower ranks while the officers, get treated really well. Yeah, so, the officers get the medals and the lower enlisteds get shot. One of Wes Anderson's lesser films, I think, Darjeeling Limited. I'm not alone on that, I'm pretty sure. Charles Laughton's only directed movie. He planned on directing a second movie based on a book. I can't remember. It was going to be a war film, though, I think. But this is a hell of a movie for it to be the only thing that you directed. Night of the Hunter with Robert Mitchum. Just an incredible thriller film. Not a date movie, I would say. Antichrist from Lars von Trier with Willem Dafoe. And what's her name? I always forget her name. Charlotte Gainsbourg. Berg. I don't know. But yeah, she's in like all of his movies. But yeah, Antichrist. It's got a couple really hard to watch scenes, I would say. But it's got a talking fox, and that's fun. Yeah. Okay, so the first from Guillermo del Toro, both in the collection and the first he ever directed. Kronos, a really good and odd take on the vampire genre. Need to watch. I think this might be one of the earlier ones I found at Second Charles. I don't recall actually watching it. Sweet Smell of Success. Ooh, a really good De Palma thriller starring Nancy Allen and John Travolta. Blowout. The only Charlie Chaplin movie I own so far. I want to get more. I think Modern Times is really high on my list. But yeah, The Great Dictator, when he did a takedown of Hitler before anybody knew Hitler was bad. And contrary to some people's beliefs lately, Hitler was in fact bad. Kubrick, The Killing. This also features Killer's Kiss, also from Kubrick. So some super early Kubrick. Really good though, very influential. I feel like the acting was a bit spotty for my taste, but I don't know. Like I said, it's iconic though. It's great. Need to watch. I found this at a thrift store actually. The complete Jean Vigo. Although I think I did watch. Which one was it? I really need to quit wasting time. Zero de Conduit. I need to quit wasting time though. So complete Jean Vigo. Another great horror movie from Japan. Kuroneko, or The Black Cat, I think. But yeah, really good ghost film. Never watched. I think I picked this up on eBay for like $8. Identification of a Woman. So I need to watch that. Really good film starring Charles Laughton, based on H.G. Wells' book. I'm a huge fan of H.G. Wells. But Island of Lost Souls. It's based on Island of Dr. Moreau. So this is, I would say, the best adaptation. One of my all-time favorite films. And that surprises people because, like, they know I'm into horror and sci-fi and fantasy, but this is like one of my all-time favorites, and it really throws people off. 12 Angry Men. Get down. We have a puppy, and she is testing my limits for my love of dogs lately. Okay, so here's one, and with what I said about Seventh Seal earlier, might come off as controversial. Godzilla. This one I will not be getting rid of as soon as I get the box set, because Spy Number 1000 is the box set that features this as well as all the other Showa era Godzilla films. The thing is, that box set has its own spine number, as does this. Seventh Seal has its own spine number, but the Bergman Cinema box set does not have a spine number. Like, half of them have their own individual spine numbers, half of them were never released from Criterion separately. So it just, in my mind, makes sense to have this one and the box set when they're two separate spine numbers versus having the individual spine numbered releases with the box set with the same releases. In my mind, it makes sense. So if it doesn't make sense to you, shove up. Plus, like, I mean, come on, look at this. Like, look at this. Look at it. Look at it. It's a pop-up book. And there's my Odin begging for attention, wondering what I'm doing in here. Okay, this one I feel like I watched but didn't sit through. Like I was doing something else while it was playing, basically, because ADHD happens. Three Outlaw Samurai. This was like super cheap. This was like one of the cheap ones, like $15 or something like that. I don't know. This one I just picked up from Second Charles not too long ago. Tiny Furniture. Still have not gotten around to. This was also really good. Vanya on 42nd Street is sort of a behind the scenes, but also a straight telling of the play. This was a really good courtroom drama. So if you're into 12 Angry Men like I am, you would probably like this one. Anatomy of a Murder broke a lot of boundaries for the time with subject matter that they spoke on. This is a really damn good trippy movie. Being John Malkovich, just go in blind and you will love it. This one I picked up at the same time as Tiny Furniture from Second Charles. This is Weekend, so still have not watched, but weirdly I picked it up during Pride Month, so worked out. David Fincher's other film in the collection. He needs more in the collection, I feel. The Game, very underrated film from him. Very out of print movie now, Rosemary's Baby. Iconic horror film. Hate that it went out of print because Paramount pulled all of their stuff to release it themselves, like a bunch of pricks. So I don't have any of the other ones I don't think that they pulled. But I got Rosemary's Baby, and that's the important one in my mind. Hush. This director just got another box set released, and I'm dying to get it. But this is Pier Paolo Pasolini's Trilogy of Life. Pasolini 101 box set just came out at the end of last month, and I'm just itching to get my hands on it. So, but really good. The Decameron, Canterbury Tales, and Arabian Nights. Yeah. Hitchcock's The Man Who Knew Too Much. He remade this himself. Not in the Criterion Collection, but I got the original for the Criterion release. This was a really good Fritz Lang spy war thriller, Ministry of Fear. And this thing, yeah, starts over here. So, 310 to Yuma is a situation where both the remake and the original are worth watching. So, check that one out if you haven't. Some of you probably didn't even know that it had an original, just because of the Russell Crowe version. I'm kidding, it's a fine film, but 310 to Yuma, the original, check it out. Guillermo del Toro's The Devil's Backbone, Spine 666. That was definitely on purpose. Although I feel like there were other contenders that would have fit the bill better for number 666. But still, this is a really damn good movie from Guillermo del Toro. So, yeah, good ghost film. I feel like that takes place in the Crimson Peak universe. It was very similar to ghosty effects. La Cage aux Foules. This one also got an American remake, also starring Robin Williams. It's called The Birdcage. Both versions are worth your time. This one is really damn funny. I'm actually about to give this another rewatch. I Married a Witch. This is one of the first Criterions I ever picked up. The Uninvited. This is a really good ghost film. I love this one. Great comedy with a ton of famous people from the era, and as well as cameos from other famous people from the era. And it's James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd's favorite film, I believe. It's a mad world. Great film. Blue is the warmest color. Very sad ending. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Don't watch with your parents. Hitchcock's Foreign Correspondent. I think I'm missing 2 Hitchcock films from the collection, but Foreign Correspondent. It's a good one. There's other Hitchcocks that I think need to be in the collection, but another top 3 Wes Anderson films. I love this movie, and it was the first animated film that they put in the collection after they went to DVD and Blu-ray. The first that they ever released was on the Laserdisc, and that was Akira. But this is the first that modern release that they did for an animated film, and that's Fantastic Mr. Fox. There's only a couple more in the collection too, but I'm really like just itching for them to finally release Isle of Dogs from Wes Anderson. This one I have not watched yet. Just picked it not too long ago, I don't think. But Breaking the Waves, or did I pick this up last year? I can't remember. Anyway, Breaking the Waves. Need to watch it. From Lars von Trier. Red River, John Wayne Western film from Howard Hawks. This one also features the book. It's a really good Western. I'm not the biggest Western guy, but that's a really good one. Ditto with 310 to Human, whatever. Hard Day's Night. Still need to watch it. I'm trying to get my little sister, who loves the Beatles, to come over and watch it with me, but she will not. But Hard Day's Night. Cronenberg, one of his earlier films, not one of his best, but arguably one of his most iconic because of one scene in particular, and that's Scanners. You know, it's a really cool scene. This is a really just kind of chill but also somber film with an all-star ensemble cast. The Big Chill. Y Tu Mama Tambien, Alfonso Cuarón. I think it was his first film, maybe. David Lynch's first film, Eraserhead. I would start with something a little bit easier to grasp. I wouldn't start on this one unless you just like want to go into that tunnel. One of the best adaptations of one of my favorite Shakespeare plays, and that's Macbeth. The Tragedy of Macbeth, which is really bloody gory. Polanski used inspiration from his wife being murdered a couple years before and to go with the gore in that. Also one of my original first ever pickups from Criterion and one of my all-time favorite horror films, The Innocents. Frank Compra's first film in the collection, I think. Honestly, I don't see the appeal. I just wasn't that impressed. Maybe I should rewatch it. It happened one night. I don't know. Everybody says it's one of the best comedies of all time, and I'm just like, eh. So, I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it takes place over the course of 3 nights, so the title is a liar. I don't know. Oh, also out of print. So glad I have it. Don't Look Now with Donald Sutherland. Really good, almost homages Giallo from the same period. But this is like American or British made. But Don't Look Now, it's a British married couple. Okay, well, whatever. Takes place in Italy, so works that they went with a Giallo kind of style with it. So Valerie and Her Week of Wonders is a very trippy, kind of almost horror fantasy film. A Master Builder. Dude, Wallace Shawn is like underrated as an actor. Like everybody loves him doing comedy and voiceovers, but as a dramatic actor, he's like really damn good actually. Oh, this is probably one of my favorite Terry Gilliam films. It stars my favorite actor Robin Williams as well as Jeff Bridges. The Fisher King. Really, really good movie. Oh my God! Yo! One of Wes Anderson's best films. Sorry, the dogs are just insane. Moonrise Kingdom. God, I've been going on for over 30 minutes. Mulholland Drive, one of David Lynch's best. In Cold Blood, what arguably started the true crime subgenre. From Truman Capote. This one really sticks out in the collection because it's like, why is this in the collection? Jellyfish Eyes, it's like everybody's least favorite Criterion movie. Haven't watched it yet. Barcelona. One of Kubrick's best. Love this movie. Political satire to it at its finest. Dr. Strangelove or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. And I swear those dogs are going to drive me nuts. Orson Welles. Chimes at Midnight. Great movie. Great psychological thriller from the 40s. Cat People. Yo! That's enough! I swear they cannot go like 10 minutes. Okay, the Coen brothers' first film, Blood Simple. I would almost call this a Western noir. It's really, really good. Really dark thriller. Guillermo del Toro's best movie, like bar none, best one. Pan's Labyrinth, love it. I'm trying to like get through this quick because I have been running on for a long time. Uh, Ghost World, very underrated comic book adaptation film, and a very young Scarlett Johansson is in it, as well as Steve Buscemi and Thora Birch. So definitely check that one out. Tarkovsky again with sci-fi. Stalker, just this one, like Solaris is great. This one is better, I think. So David Lynch, The Art Life. If you just want to watch David Lynch paint, smoke, and ramble, check this out. Like it's an interesting watch, I think. Adaptation of The Little Mermaid, but it's done as a horror musical. The Lure. Kubrick's Barry Lyndon. This is a mesmerizing film, really, because like every shot in this film is like a painting. Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. I need to hurry up and finish season 2 of Twin Peaks. I know, I cannot believe I haven't watched it either. I need to get through season 2 and then watch this, because it's a prequel and you do not want to watch this until you have seen the series, is what I have heard. I'll get to it eventually. Really good, like, kind of dramatic ghost film. Personal Shopper with Kristen Stewart. Um, I love how she and Robert Pattinson have like done so much with themselves post Twilight. And I can talk shit about Twilight all day, but nobody hates Twilight more than those two. Terry Gilliam's first solo film when the Pythons broke up. Jabberwocky, based on Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, the Jabberwocky poem. Love that poem, and this is a really just funny uh, fantasy film. Iconic. Like, you can't be a fan of 80s films without loving this one. John Hughes's The Breakfast Club. Very mainstream to have come to the collection, but then a couple of the others here you could say that about as well. But Breakfast Club. One of my all-time favorite horror films. George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead. What else can I say about it? I love this. I watch it every Halloween. This is my feel-good movie. Anytime I'm depressed, I watch this. Princess Bride, and like just the book that it's released with. It's great. I love Andre the Giant in it. One of my all-time favorite comedies ever. Some Like It Hot from Billy Wilder with Marilyn Monroe. Great film. The last line in this movie makes me like belly laugh every time I watch it. I think I need to rewatch this. I don't really remember much about it, but this is like one of the cheap ones too, and it went on sale, and I picked it up years ago. Detour. This one, this one I specifically remember being one of the first I picked up from Barnes and Noble when I found out about their July sales. This is Jackie Chan's Police Story 1 and 2. Phenomenal action films. Jackie Chan nearly died making both of them. Funny Games also got an American remake from the same director that did this. Almost shot for shot, and both are apparently great. I really enjoyed this one. I have not seen the remake, but this is a really damn good movie. David Lynch's Blue Velvet, really good sort of psychological thriller. Uh, Three Fantastic Journeys by Carol Zeman. These are amazing films. Like, they inspired Terry Gilliam, Tim Burton, Guillermo del Toro. The Journey to the Beginning of Time features stop motion dinosaurs, and there's literally not a single movie featuring stop motion dinosaurs that I will call bad. But this one also features Baron Munchausen, the fabulous Baron Munchausen, which we know Adventures of Baron Munchausen from Terry Gilliam just recently got a Criterion release, which may be on my list for this month. Another of Wes Anderson's top threes. Grand Budapest Hotel. Phenomenal film. Love it. That was actually the first one I ever saw from him. One of my all-time favorite war movies, starring Steve McQueen. The Great Escape. This actually had like so many people in it. James Garner, Richard Attenborough, Charles Bronson, Donald Pleasance, James Coburn. I love this movie. I love the Xbox game too. In fact, I played the game before I watched the movie. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. This one was supposed to win Best Film, but wound up getting beat by Parasite, I think, that same year, didn't it? But yeah, it was a really good movie, though. One of the greatest sci-fi films of all time and sci-fi books of all time. 50s sci-fi at its best. War of the Worlds, and I think this comes with the Orson Welles radio show. I'm pretty certain it is. It does. So, yeah. Great, great. I love it. Marriage Story. Really opened up some wounds if you're a child of divorce. David Lynch's The Elephant Man, which was produced by Mel Brooks, of all people. And in fact, this movie would not exist, at least not as we know it today, without Mel Brooks. But great film. Drama, actually, from David Lynch. This is like his second film, and he did a drama. But it's an amazing, amazing movie. I love this movie. It is shot like a classic horror movie, though. So it's a drama that's shot like a horror movie. Oh, man. Recent movie, swept the Oscars. One of the greatest directors working today, I think, and one of my favorite films of all time, Parasite. Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. Great movie. Cannot watch in one sitting. Like, I definitely need an intermission for this, but it's a great film. Remember how he almost bankrupted Netflix making it? That was awesome. I cannot wait for the new one, The Flowers of a Killing something with Leo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. It looks really good. They just released a trailer the other day. Cronenberg's Crash. Really interesting movie. I think this was also called Unfilmable at one point, but Cronenberg said, "Yeah, shut up," and made it. Now, Bong Joon-ho, one of his earlier films, Memories of Murder, a great murder mystery film here. I love this movie too. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Hey, bud, let's party. Like, so good. I call this one a rather uncomfortable but really good watch too. The Damned. Those dogs are driving me nuts. You could probably hear them in the background of this video. This one was, I pre-ordered with Onibaba. It was released the same month, and I wanted to watch it for Halloween, and I'm glad I did, because this is an awesome film. Like, it was, like, I was tense watching it, like, last year or the year before when it came out. Like, it's a tense thriller. The Incredible Shrinking Man. Like, it sounds cheesy as fuck, but I love this film. The first A24 film to come to Criterion, and I own both versions, the standard Lionsgate Blu-ray with the A24 collection, and the Criterion release. This is not the 4K, though, unfortunately, but I grabbed what I could. Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. This is a really intense movie. Like, I'm not a basketball fan, but that is the most tense I've ever been for a basketball game in my life. Except for, when Toon Squad was battling the aliens. That was a bit tense. Coen Brothers, one of their greatest, in my opinion. This is an incredible film. Miller's Crossing. I was so excited when they announced that this was getting Criterion release. I immediately got rid of mine because I knew I was grabbing it like when it was coming out. So, he's one bad mother. Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about Shaft. I know everybody makes that joke, but whatever. This also comes with Shaft's big score. I really wish it came with like the full Shaft trilogy, but there's also like a TV series, the Samuel L. Jackson movie, and its sequel that nobody remembers, even though it came out like a couple years ago. But but they should have released the original trilogy together instead of just the first two. But whatever, it's still great for it to be in the collection. This is a movie that, like, you have to be in a You have to be a certain type to enjoy. And I am that weird type. But if you have somebody that you would like for them to no longer be your friend, show them this movie. It is great for a midnight viewing. Pink Flamingos from John Waters, starring the incomparable Divine. This comes with its own barf bag included. So, yeah. And I think this is the last of the spine numbers. It is that I own. This is the 4K Blu-ray release. So I got it on 4K because that was the only version that they had at that Barnes and Noble that I went to. Okja, uh, just a really good film. Like not really thriller. It's very save the animals type of film, but it's really good. One of Bong Joon Ho's only English films. It does have some Korean in it because like the main character is from Korea and all that, but most of it is in English. So definitely check that. It's also on Netflix. It's one of the Netflix films that they got. So yeah, watch Okja. It's worth your time, I think. And lastly, we're gonna get into the box sets, and finally, because I am out of breath. So 3 of these films are actually in here. Like these boxes are empty, but I have the boxes separate. I just wanted the individual releases within the collection. So this is 3 films. Andre, Gregory, and Wallace Shawn. So that was My Dinner with Andre, Vanya on 42nd Street, and A Master Builder. So I'm glad I got that box set. The Whit Stillman trilogy, which is Metropolitan, Last Days of Disco, and Barcelona. I have not watched any of those yet. And then this box set is actually out of print. This is the classic Hitchcock box set. The movies themselves are still widely available, but the box itself is out of print. And so I'm glad I snagged it when I did, because I got a really good deal on it right before it went out of print. And last but not least, the only movie box set that counts that I own is the Zatoichi the Blind Swordsman box set. And I need to get back into it. I think I was 4 or 5 movies in, but they all started kind of blurring together because it's same actor around the same time period, playing the same character, doing the same thing, and so they just kind of started blurring. So it's one of those that I kind of stretch out for 25 films. But what I watched, I really enjoyed, and there's a couple in here that kind of stick out that I really, really want to watch, like Zatoichi meets Yojimbo. I really want to see, but it's great. I'm glad I was able to get that, but I really want to get some of the others. So if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna take those 2 outside and debate on whether or not I'm gonna let them back inside. So, oh. But anyway, stay tuned, because I'm going to show off pickups at the end of the month. I have not decided if tomorrow's going to be the last day that I do the shopping. I've already gone and picked up a handful the other day, and I'm going to pick up some more tomorrow, and then we're going to see where I want to be at towards the end of the month. I've been the Nostalgia Collector. Thank you for watching. Remember, physical media will never die, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.